Talk about doing something completely different. That's what we're going to do today. Don't go away. Hello everybody, welcome to Fat Guy Productions. I am Paul, coming to you as always from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, we are doing something completely different, but it's not something that I'm a complete stranger to. You see, I have done painting in my past. Here you see a picture I did. This is actually probably the first painting I ever did, if you don't count things like paint by numbers. This is following a Bob Ross tutorial online, and I got all this stuff and I did this painting. Now, this probably was when I was about 23, something like that. So anyhow, yeah, I don't think it's terrible. I certainly could pick it to shreds if I wanted to. It's not terrible, but it's far from good. And then here I have another painting I did, and I did this in probably somewhere in between 1984 and 85 while I was living in Germany. And this is just a painting of a Coke bottle. I guess maybe I was going through an Andy Warhol phase at the time. But so this is another of my paintings. But the kind of paintings I've always really been attracted to are abstracts. I'm going to try to do an abstract painting that is more my taste, and we'll see how it goes. So let's go ahead and get to it. So let's get started. I'll be using this small pre-stretched canvas that is made specifically for pouring art. I put 4 push-pin legs in the frame to keep it elevated and to help me level the canvas with this small bubble level I have. I found these ready-to-pour acrylic paints at Hobby Lobby, and I thought perhaps this would be a great place to start, so I bought a few colors. I have black for the background, gold, orange, bronze, and some white. I have a blow dryer here for the technique I'll be using, the Dutch Pour, and a small artist knife. Now here is a small butane torch, and this is vital for helping cells grow and to pop air bubbles. It looks like I'm ready to give this a try. So I take my level and I plop it down in the center of the canvas. Now I can just push down on the sides to bring the whole thing level. This is important, so don't cut corners here. Now I need to fully coat the canvas with my background color. This does many things. It's going to color the background. It's going to blend with the other colors that I use. And it's going to help the other paints flow on the canvas. After pouring out a generous amount of paint, I'll blow it around with the blow dryer. Make sure you save some of the background color, as you're going to need it to finish this painting. With the black background color spread out, I'll just use my finger to cover the sides of the canvas. Now, some people tape off the sides to keep them clean, but I want my sides painted. I'm going to lightly skim the surface of the painting with my torch, and this will pop out any air bubbles, and I'm ready to create. This type of art really revolves around the colors you select and how they interact with each other, so really think this out. I'm going to shake the paint and use it straight from the bottle. I'm starting with a metallic gold and pouring out a spot about the size of a silver dollar for this small canvas. Next, I'll pour out about an equal amount of orange in the center of the gold. Now, some metallic bronze, about the size of a 50-cent piece should do it. To wrap up, I'll give a splotch of white right in the center to hopefully add some highlights. With my chosen colors on the canvas, I'll now flood a circle around the colors with the reserved background color. This will blend with the colors, and it will also help the paint flow around. So I'm going to give my painting a quick pass of the blow dryer to move the black over my colors. Now I'll use the blow dryer to blow out the design, and I'll get a chance to see what I've done. Cells should immediately start to form, but I'm going to torch my painting both to pop air bubbles and to help cells form. Here you can see some cells popping out, and on the side you can see how the colors work together and how with a Dutch pour you get these wonderful soft blowouts. I think for a first attempt, this came out great. Okay, so here is my first painting, and it still looks pretty cool, and I'm still kind of digging it. Unfortunately, some of the better cells in it, the little circle things, they kind of popped and shifted around. I still like it. I still think it looks really cool, but I think I can do better. And sitting right over there, I have another one of these canvases. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up for now, let this thoroughly dry. Then we'll put it aside after taking a quick look at it, and then we'll try a second one on the other canvas and see if we can do better, the same, worse, or whatever. But so far, so good. So I want to give this another try and see if I can improve on the first one. I'll still be using the Dutch pour technique, the same canvas, the same color palette, and we'll just see how I do on a second pass. Again, I'll get the canvas covered in my background color and I'll make sure to coat the edges. Oh, let's see here. I'll start with the same colors, but I want to use a little bit less paint here. First the gold, then the orange, next is bronze, and then a bit of white. So, after surrounding the colors with the black paint, I blow the paint over the colors, and this time that worked much better, but then, well, ugliness happens. When I finally start to blow this out, the painting just becomes a muddled mess. I hate it. So, I'm simply going to scrape it all off and start anew. This is part of why this is called art. You're using your eyes and your mind and your soul to create, and frankly, this wasn't working for me. So I just started again. So as I start over, I have an issue with the gold, but hey, I'm going to push forward and see what happens. After all, this is supposed to be a learning experience for me. Next comes the orange, the bronze, and finally some white. Now I'll flood the area with the black, and I'll blow it over. Already getting really good cells right there. There, look at that. So maybe this one's going to come out better. Let's make some more cells. Well, here it is, and honestly, I'm liking it. I like the colors. We're getting a bunch of cells. They're small, but there's a lot of them, and I'm really just feeling this one. So how did this go? Well, to be honest, it was a fun, successful, epic fail. As the paint's dried, my paintings got odd lumps in them, and I believe this is from the ready-to-pour paint being too thick. But that's honestly just a guess on my part. So here's my first painting, which my sister named Exploding Head. Here you can see the neck and chin as the head is back and to the left. Back and to the left. I think I got some great results with the gold. And the way it blended with the orange, it's beautiful. I love the wispiness at the top. And I would call this a great success if it had dried better. But man, it dried up super clumpy and really just kind of killed it. My second painting, Johnny Cash, named by Reggie, is so much better from a composition point of view. Again, the play between the gold and the orange worked great. I got more cells here. And what we're calling Johnny Cash's face right here really brings some visual interest. It makes it a fun painting. Sadly, this one too suffered from the odd clumpy spots that really just killed the entire thing. Being so close to success has just motivated me to try again. Besides, this was a lot of fun, so I will try again, and spoiler alert, the second try comes out great. Art is such a subjective thing, and I'm sure there are those out there who will feel these paintings are a waste of time. But for me, these paintings are a way to visually capture my imagination in a way I can share with others. I hope you loved the video, and if so, please give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss my next attempt at Dutch pour paintings. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and if you're an artist, I would love your unvarnished but respectful comments on my first painting attempts. In art, if you stumble, make it a part of the dance. Until next time, this is Paul from Fat Guy Productions, saying be good.